I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
To like, there's a song by the Who called Boris the Spider, and I'm
fantastic.
what if I took that and I changed it to Norris?
That's fantastic.
Why?
Hello.
I gotta mute this shit, or else
All
I'm
right.
gonna mute myself. It's gonna be weird.
Everybody do what you gotta do, and yes, we start. Yes, everyone feel prepared?
Yep. Your asshole's not gonna like you later.
And Milk, remember push it talk so people can hear this.
Do they really need to hear about my anal fetishes?
Yes, they do.
Is this what we're doing for an intro? I love this.
No.
This is just our verbal.
Stop to make sure that
master.
everyone's online first.
All
right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every week.
No, stop! Don't do that.
Oh my god, that is amazing! Holy shit! Epic echo effect there. I love that.
Yeah. What was that? What was that, Priest? I don't think anyone could hear you with all of our yapping.
You need to do that with me.
Your Barcast is the same thing, our non-pencil.
Hello.
Anal milk. That's it? You just gotta laugh? That's all you've got? Okay. Who's fucking muted? God damn it!
Me muted. I didn't hear anything. You
Yeah.
were.
Priest, you're cutting out.
Oh my
Anytime-
This is a disastrous start, my god.
It is. Anytime someone talks over you, you cut out.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
All right, want me to finish reading while you fix your shit, my dude?
I don't know what there is to fix. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
Or we can start over.
Let's start over. We've never done it before. Let's do it.
This is cursed. This is a bad omen.
This is so cursed. I'm ready. Let's start over.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Barcast, where the bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for today are a non-pencil,
Everything is cursed.
butt milk,
You put so much emphasis on the butt.
Where's the udders?
Flaminorfer, you, Rav Skellington,
My neighbors are playing with their guns.
and my name's Flutter Priest. This week we have one of the kings of cute themselves. We have Norris the Pony, Norris the Spider.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you, my dude.
Thank you very
That
much.
said, for those who have never tuned in before, hello and welcome. We're a community-oriented podcast where you politely request the guests. We politely ask them on. You ask them questions, and we torture them for 2 hours. You can catch up on previous episodes of the show, such as John Delancey, fucking Bill Newton, Dusty Cat, and many more celebrities from our My Little Pony fandom on places like Spotify, YouTube, and Google Play, and iTunes. We're streaming live on Twitch right now, which means that the lovely Anon Pencil is going to be watching the chat. Pencil, what are examples of questions we don't ask our guest?
Well, our guest is actually pretty chill for this cast. Norris has said they're okay with swearing, they're okay with gross. Other guy, I know that you're going to ask the question, and I'm ready for you to ask the question. And just don't ask about politics, don't ask about religion. We're especially not talking about politics this week. You can't make us fuck off. And don't ask them about their social security number or anything too creepy. If I see you doing that, I will ban you. On the upside, you get to play along with us at home as we go through our drinking game. Isn't that right, Priest?
That is totally right. If you ever hear the word Shit.
God damn it! Please don't do that. It's fucking up your mic.
During the podcast, please take a nice, healthy, responsible drink. Now, without further ado, we've got questions for you, Norris. Questions that need answers.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Let's start out real basic. Who are you and what do you do in the fandom?
I'm Norris. I'm a writer. Mostly. That's mostly what I do.
Oh boy. How did you get into the MLP fandom?
Honestly, pretty basic. Like, a friend in high school more or less hooked me up. I think the first episode I watched was It's About Time. And he literally just told me, yo, watch this animated shit. And so I did, and it was surprisingly good. And so I watched all of season 1 and 2 and really enjoyed it and have more or less just been in the fandom since. That was 10 years ago, so.
I like it.
As for writing itself, and as for like starting to write fanfic, that happened a bit later. Like, I was in the fandom for a few years before I actually started writing fanfiction.
Mm-hmm.
And that just more or less came as a result of having a bunch of ideas for stories and not seeing anybody else write them. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it.
Fuck it. We'll do it live and all that.
Basically that.
Live.
No.
So without further ado, let's get a little more like in depth. What keeps you here in this fandom? What is your favorite part? Is it the community, the fan fiction, the conventions, the music, arts? There's so many facets of this fandom. What keeps you here?
Yeah, there are. Like the fandom as a whole is like, obviously it's huge, but it's also like, it's surprisingly very. There's a lot of things in the fandom that are like divorced from being fan content. It's actually just really good content. Like, a lot of the pony music is actually just. Like if you would have never have told me it's pony music, I would still like say, oh yeah, this is really, really good. Or same thing with art. Like, there's some straight up Renaissance tier fucking horse artists.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I can't really think of any other fandom that has had such a like ridiculous amount of quality content. And I don't think I would have stayed in the fandom if it weren't for the fact that that exists. As for the show itself is very, like, the show is very optimistic and happy and just, it's a very feel-good show, and world is a fuck right now. So it's kind of nice to have some show that is, you know, difficult problems have reasonable answers, or kindness and compassion is, you know, the main thing to strive for. I don't know. The show is very uncynical, and so much media right now is super cynical. So that's kind of why Pony is a standout and why it has stuck with me, I guess.
Right. At very least, it's nice and easy, and it's able to be.
Exactly.
It's a calming feature of your life.
There's been days where I'll like have a really shitty day at work, so I'll go home and I'll just like watch an episode of MLP. It's like, yeah, I feel much less stressed out after having done that. And I think that's a sign of something that's, you know, good.
Yeah. Now the next question's a little more philosophical. It's gonna challenge you. We're in a spot right now where the show, as we know it, as created this lightning in a bottle fandom, is over. Gen 4 is over. Gen 5 is in weird. I almost want to say production hell, but it's being made.
It's in limbo. It's weird. I guess it was probably something was happening with it. Then the pandemic happened.
Right, and then we've got Pony Life, which we aren't going to talk about because
we don't talk about that.
No, let's not talk about the bean mouth, cow arts head bitch things that those are. Fuck, man. No, that. Okay, you know what it's time for? Hey Norris, what happens when you go and you sit on a toilet? What comes out?
Defecation, also known as shit.
Yes, okay. Drinks for me, thank you.
Pencil needed.
Shen,
Anyway,
eating.
the point is, where do we as a community go from here to stay relevant? How do we keep ourselves a legitimate fandom, much like Trekkies or Star Wars fans? I mean, for a while on the internet, it was like you couldn't go anywhere without seeing pony stuff. How do we stay relevant and alive?
That's a good question. I mean, first of all, the show has run for like 9 seasons, which is more than a lot of shows, period, can say, let alone like animated kids shows. Mm-hmm. So we do, even if the show is over, we still have a lot of content to fall back on. And the like fan fiction itself can kind of exist for a long time because the show is very ambiguous in its scope, in its world. And like there's a lot of things that the show hints at, but it never actually really explains in detail. And that lends itself very well to fan works. And the actual showrunners and the people who are in charge of the show have been very good about kind of putting in hints for the fans to, you know, go crazy with, but not actually giving them... They set up fanfic fuel for us. And right. So I think that'll keep us going for some time, anyways.
The actual answer to staying relevant was cryostasis. We all huddle in masses, and then we liquid freeze ourselves.
I mean, so that wouldn't make you relevant, though, because you would end up in the future, and you would be some relic of the past, and you wouldn't be relevant at all.
Yes, the horses could evolve into Mr. Ed.
Oh, that is true. Maybe the secret is just to cryo sleep ourselves until horses have overtaken us. But no, that's my answer for stay relevant. Is I don't know, the show basically set us up so that we can stay relevant.
Totally fair. Then last but not least, the hardest question before we just throw you to the wolves.
Fun.
Who is best pony?
Celestia.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, not even stutter on that one.
So you're saying Celestia is bestia. Now, we have somebody in the chat who is really kind of talking up your brilliance.
I've fucking been looking at this.
Yeah.
And I've had this... Has this ever happened to you guys before? Where somebody just...
No, we've had this before, and looking at this person, I think they just want you to talk about how great Celestia is for a hot minute. Can you do it?
Sure. Yeah, I can talk about Celestia. Yeah, I gotta pay attention to the chat because I've been ignoring it entirely.
Don't worry. If they have questions, we will actually ask them to you. Do not
I've like literally been ignoring. I've had it on my other monitor, but I haven't really been paying attention to it. No, Celestia is. So when the show was kind of in its highest point of popularity, like I'm talking season 1 to 3. Excuse me. She was kind of the one mystery of the show that didn't really get touched on. We didn't really know where she came from, or there was so much about her that like differentiates her from the rest of the cast, but also they put in little hints, like she's very, very down to earth despite that, and they put in so many little hints that make her an interesting character to explore through, whether it's comedy or drama or what have you. I've always been kind of drawn to characters who are just like genuinely nice and likable and kind of have that motherly vibe going to them.
That's it. He's attracted to mommy.
That's basically it.
It's okay. I know that several of the people in this podcast and in this viewership have a mommy thing and have written mommy related stories before. So
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, like it's not like you or Rav have ever written mom related stories. It's nothing, right?
No, not at all.
All right, then.
You're in good company. You're in good company.
Yeah, you're totally good. Let's hop on out to the thread. And this week we're starting off with the one, the only Short Skirts and Explosions themselves, the master of all, the queen of princesses. That didn't come out the way I hoped. His question is, what doth life?
That's a pretty big question to ask some guy who writes My Little Pony fanfic with his free time. I don't think I have a concise answer for what doth life. I feel like life itself is generally meaningless, and there's no real reason or rhyme or anything. It's just some chaotic accident.
So
Chaotic accident. That sounds...
Life is a sexually transmitted terminal disease.
I love it. Perfect. Yeah.
You're calling us the universe, the cosmos' bastards.
Is exactly what we are.
Fantastic.
Hey, thanks for the watch and on pencil.
Hey, anytime, my dude.
Everyone go follow Norris the
Oh
Pony.
yeah, can we mobilize again? We haven't
Yes.
mobilized in a long time. Okay.
Time.
Hold up, let me do this shit.
Excalibur already shared in the chat his user.
We'll do it
I saw that
again.
he's
Well, this again. We haven't mobilized in a while. If you guys aren't following, please follow our guest here. She says posting 2 or 4 or 5 or 7 or 10 times. Go follow and give love.
He will lead. If you follow him, he will lead you to Mommy Celestia.
Yes.
Well, I will try. Yes, I will
Let's
try
see
to
if we can
deliver
get you a few,
Celestia being a motherly.
Yeah, let's see if we can give you a few follows. That's all. Okay. We've mobilized, I think. Good job, team. What's next, Priesty Pie?
Speaking of trying, the other guy is here to try your senses and your brain. We have a picture that we've shared here in the chat. His question is, how does this make you feel?
Let me pull up the picture again, because I had it in the other thread. I gotta get a good old look at it before I can form. This picture makes me feel a bit confused, a little scared, definitely unsettled. Yeah, I don't like this picture, to be honest. I'm gonna close this picture.
I think it's Gallus if he was Plastic Man.
It's okay. I like his hammer hand there. This is not a good picture. I rate this picture a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, it's a bad picture.
All right.
4 out of 10 would not bore.
He has another question straight from the chat, who asks you, how deep can you reach the dipping sauce with your dick?
What the fuck?
So the question is, how much bottle would your dick have to go through in order to reach the dipping sauce?
Oh, fuck.
It's a roundabout way of saying your dick, how big?
Oh, shit. It's like average size.
How many baby bottle pops can it go through?
What? Why baby bottle pops?
I don't know. It's Enigma.
I've got to look up what the fuck a baby bottle pop is.
Oh, God, no.
Please, no! Oh, shit! What the fuck is this?
You take it's got a baby bottle shaped nipple at the top, and you take it, you turn it upside down into the bottle with the sour powder, and you hold it there and you shake it, and then you turn it, you screw it back on, and you lick the sour powder off of the lollipop nipple. That is literally how it works.
This is terrible. And without any sense of scale, I'm going to say at least 4 or 5 of these.
You have a name machine, and I am proud of you for putting it that way. Fantastic.
Oh my lord. Okay. iStar is up next.
Oh, no.
Numero uno. What are your favorite non-pony books?
Oh fuck, I hate this question. I blank out on this question. Every time someone asks, because I read a lot of books, and then someone asks me, what are your favorite books? And I forget every single one I've ever written. Or
It's
read,
like asking somebody their favorite.
You cut out there, but yes, it's exactly like asking someone their favorite blank. I'm a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft, so Mountains of Madness. Mountains of Madness was a big one for like in terms of inspiring me to write horror and stuff like that. It's very influential to me, I guess. But the thing about H.P. Lovecraft is he is a great world builder, and his monsters and his lore, that is all really, really interesting. But as a writer, he's not that good. His writing is really bland and forgettable, and it's...
At the time, it wasn't so much, but I kind of agree with you.
It's kind of bad. So I'm instead going to shill the book The Willows by Algernon Blackwood, which is like a Lovecraft book, but if it wasn't written like shit. It's like the same genre of horror, but it's just the prose in it is way better.
You are
So
the
that is
second
very
one.
high up there for me. I read a lot of Stephen King.
Did get a good pet names.
Yeah, no, that's no. We're not talking about how flamingly racist that man was.
But Norris,
the cutie version.
How bay is Yogg-Sothoth?
That is a very confusing question. I don't have an answer to that one.
I mean, on the
say,
waifu scale, from like 1 to 10.
Oh, fuck. Fucking 9 for sure.
Ah.
wow. So I will say you're the second person to recommend that book to me. So I think I will have to read it now.
It's very short. It's like I think the copy I have is like 110 pages.
Oh, dude, yeah,
it's more a novella which, to be fair, that's true of Lovecraft as well.
Yes.
Like at the Mountains of Madness, which I really, really like, is only about like 90 pages.
Yes.
So like I think that format works for those stories a lot better because like so much of those stories are built on like what you don't see. So if it were some long novel, it kind of would defeat that purpose.
Would you do me a favor and type the full name and author of it into the chat so that way I can look it up later?
It's
that's how you know I actually care, because I never ask that question to the guest. But
it's
yeah,
literally the most.
No, the niche one.
Okay, I don't have a Twitch account, so I'm gonna put it in the Barcast chat.
That's fine by me. We'll post it for our viewers as well.
It's literally like the coolest looking name I've ever seen. Like Algernon Blackwood. That sounds like a fucking Mercedes lackey character.
Yeah.
But
It sounds like a porn name for one of those Renaissance paintings you see.
But like an old-timey porn name.
An old-timey porn name.
He or she also did one called The Wendigo. Interesting. Okay.
Thank you.
Very cool. What inspires you to write is the next question.
Oh, fuck. I kind of answered this earlier, but mostly it's a very, very anticlimactic answer, I suppose, but mainly just because I have ideas for stories that I want to tell, and I would feel like bad if I didn't put them down. And I have a lot of ideas and only a set amount of free time with which to explore those ideas. So I really do have to whittle down my favorites. What was I talking about? Feeling
bad.
Feeling bad, yeah. I do that a lot too. But no, it's writing as a task is like as a hobby, it's a very shitty hobby. If anyone's like an aspiring writer and they're listening to this, they're not going to want to write, because writing itself it's like a hobby, but it's also work. And you've got to sit down and worry about whether or not what you're doing is good. But the end result is very, very rewarding to like have created a chapter that is however long, and like you feel very, very proud of it, and you think you've accomplished what you set out to accomplish, and you're telling a story that you don't think has been told in the way that you're telling it or as good as you're telling it. That feeling is a very, very good feeling.
And then someone comments on it saying it's shit.
And then someone comments in it and said, not that good. Or just a one-word comment that it my favorite fanfic comment is someone who just says, with a period. And that's it.
Oh,
and it's
like,
what the fuck?
What do you even want from me?
Why even comment if you have nothing to say?
Oh man, it's awful.
But yeah, that like actual comments and reception is, I think that's got to be like a secondary thing to you if you want to like if writing is a hobby of yours and you want to pursue it as a hobby, then you need to kind of disregard the idea that you're going to get instant praise for it, because you're not. You need to basically be doing it for yourself. Otherwise, it is not immediately rewarding, and you're just going to bounce right off of it.
But positive comments is like visual cracks shooting up into my eyeballs.
Oh, it's the best thing. You know what's even better than that is when someone like analyzes the themes of your story. When they like start digging into character motivations, like, oh yes, keep doing this.
Yes.
It is great, but it's getting weird when they start analyzing the theme of your Klopp story.
No, it is,
yeah.
I understand.
Unless
like
you put a theme in there. But if there's no
mean-
theme to begin with and someone starts interpreting it, then yeah, I could see that being pretty weird.
Hi, I put themes in my club, and I make everyone feel sad and horny at the same time. It's great.
Good. Sad porn is the best.
I
I think the only Klopp fics I've ever read are like ones that are like deep and dramatic. It's like drama with a bit of Klopp in there, but it's mostly just like sad and introspective.
My stories, basically. Flam had the best term for that. He called them tear jerkers, and I've never gotten over it. I've never gotten over how absolutely brilliant that is.
That is fucking hilarious.
Right?
I've had comments like that. They're like, I came for the porn, man. I stayed for the story, man. The shit's deep. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
This guy's
my proudest fap.
Norris single-handedly rid the world of negative vibes and bad I'll do my best, man. I'll do my best.
Next question is, what is an acceptable vegan supplement for children in one's diet?
That's a weird question. Children what? Children
No.
legs, children loins.
Oh.
Look,
no,
different parts of an animal, child, whatever, are going to have different tastes. So you need to be more specific with me if you're asking me for a vegan substitute, because
human children.
The answer is to feed them other children.
But like, see, if you take the meat from the child's leg, it's going to taste different from the child's fucking chest area. That's a dumb question. Move on to the next one.
What if it's a vegan child?
Oh, maybe that's what it means. I feel like vegan childs are just going to taste worse.
Do you guys not? Yeah.
Something, soy boy, we're moving on. Can we be friends is the next question.
As long as I don't have to do anything.
I mean, what do you usually do things?
Yeah, no, friendship is very, very easy. So yeah, sure.
Parasocial friendship. What are two organs that you'd be willing to part with to a hypothetical organ harvester? And yes, they have to be yours.
Damn.
Am I alive when I part with the organs?
I mean,
yes.
you could be drugged in ice.
But like, do I have to go through life having lost those two organs, or is this like a hypothetical? I died in a car crash. Because if I died in a car crash, then fucking take it all. It's a buffet. Come all.
You must live with the results.
Okay,
then
like,
I remember, skin is an organ.
Okay, I would just go like appendix and kidney. You can live without both of those. I don't know if appendix counts as a organ, but
it absolutely does.
Does an ear count? Because you can offer an ear.
That'd be cool, yeah.
But
I listen to a lot of music, so giving up an ear would be like somewhat tragic. Like, if you ever listen to Beatles with one earphone, it fucking sucks.
Aww.
I mean, if you get paid for the organs and you donate an ear, do you get paid in arrears?
That's terrible.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna drink to that one. Shit.
Yay!
Speaking of shit, what do you think the worst thing to put in cereal is?
Milk that comes from a cow's tit. Fucking gross.
As opposed to milk from what part of the other part of the cow?
Just like milk that came from a animal. That's weird. Imagine eating animal milk. Yuck.
Yeah, I still wonder sometimes, like, who was the first human in history to look at that cow in the distance and says, I'm gonna suck its tit?
I just imagine he tried the milk and he's like, fuck, this is really, really good. And then he has to go to his fucking tribe or whatever the fuck and try to convince them to try milk from a cow's tit.
You know, like, guys, I want you to
touch
try
the cow.
water.
Do it now.
You know it was probably a child. You know it was probably a kid who looked at a baby cow and was like, hey, I'm hungry, mommy won't feed me, and that baby cow is eating out of that big cow like I eat out of mommy. Time to go drink some fucking cow milk.
That's very possible. Yeah, that's probably how it went down. And then
walks up to cow, mommy, give me milkies.
No!
Mommy milkies!
No, stop!
There's an intrinsic instinct in human beings.
And then the cat was like, oh, whoa.
No!
Oh, moo. Oh, God damn it.
My comments suck. Yeah, suck.
I'm sorry, Norris.
Please give
I'm
me
just reading the
suck
chat right now.
with two C's.
We're all just
Suck.
talking about sucking titties.
Sucking sucking titties is not a bad thing to be talking about, okay? Like, it's an interesting day in the world, and we're talking about sucking titties. What could be worse?
We're gonna move on. Do you have any horse author inspirations?
Oh, fuck. Definitely, yeah. I mean, like, back when I first started reading, like, I read fanfic for a while before I actually started writing it. And, like, one of the writers I remember reading a lot of was Obsolescence. Obsolescence?
Obsolescence.
Obsolescence, that's right. Like, I always admired how that dude would just, like, jump between genres with every story. Like he was very prolific. He would, like, turn out a comedy story that was really, really funny. And then a week later, he would turn out this, like, sad drama that made me cry. And he would, like, he was like the Beatles of horsefic. And that was very inspirational to me. It was
what
like,
are you talking about? He wasn't overrated bullshit.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold the fucking phone!
There's hot takes, and then there's just fucking garbage takes. I'm sorry. Like, I know you invited me into your podcast, but fuck you.
We put him in timeout. It's okay.
Wow,
we
this
put
is
him
the
in
first time
timeout.
Have you learned your lesson, young man?
I believe so.
This is so weird. This is the first time I've seen someone else knocked in there.
Another one. I read a lot of Admiral Biscuit is another one who's just like all of his stuff is very like low stakes. It's like literally all slice of life, and it's all very, very simple. But I've always liked how he handles it. It's like he makes the most mundane things sound interesting by exploring like elaborate, detailed world building. And it's like there's something always interesting happening in these stories where nothing interesting is happening. And I've always kind of I've tried to do that with my own writing to minimal success of just like implementing world building that's happening very subtly through dialogue. Mm-hmm. I definitely don't do it nearly as well as he does, but there's two of them.
Just write a story where Mommy Celestia has to do her own laundry once.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another like a newer writer is, what the fuck is this person's name? Apple Zombie? This person is writing a fic called Rekindled Embers, and I'm just gonna shill this person's fic because it's really fucking good. This dude's fic is like he's literally always putting out like he's pumping out chapters at like a ridiculous rate. They're all excellent, and the world building in the story is phenomenal. So this person kind of re-inspired me to start writing myself again. I'm gonna show their story because I took a long hiatus from horsefic, started reading their stuff, and it's like, I should be back to doing this.
Yeah, welcome back.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
The next question is.
Oh, man.
Oh no, please go ahead.
And Norris, you know what you're not.
What am I not?
You're not shit.
Thank you.
That's a dream.
I try my best to not be shit.
Yes, me too.
Speaking of being shit, what flavor do teeth have?
Fucking.
It's an uncanny
Well, teeth
question.
are what? What are teeth? Teeth are made out of like enamel, right?
They're made out of calcium.
Yeah, so like, what does fucking calcium taste like? What the fuck does calcium taste like?
Milk.
Milk.
That's not true at all.
That's incorrect. Guys, it genuinely tastes like chalk.
Calcium has a.
Also,
calcium tastes calcium-y, Tordoff said. There isn't a better word for it. Okay.
Also, hello, my name is the non-pencil, and I've definitely had ground-up teeth before.
That's fucking rad.
What the fuck have you not put in your body?
I was gonna say, we were talking earlier, and he was saying, like, meat from one part of the body is different from another part of the body, and went, actually, that's finally something I can't confirm. I don't actually know that. So... something I have never eaten. Let me continue questions. I will figure out what I haven't tried.
Okay. Next question is, where's the least satisfying place to cry?
Probably at like a funeral, because everyone is crying. Nothing really special about you. You're just doing what everyone else is doing. You're a fucking poser. You're a conformist.
Really?
Cry somewhere memorable.
I would think a public restroom would be the least satisfying place to cry.
See, that sounds like a very satisfying place to cry.
Yeah,
like that's the because that's the most depressing place you could possibly be.
Oh,
There is no more depressing place than a public washroom. So if you're crying there, it just accentuates your sadness.
I don't know. What if you're looking at the gorilla enclosure, you start crying because you're thinking about Harambe?
Oh, that's true. That'd be pretty unsatisfying.
As a female person who has cried in many a public restroom, it's actually nice because occasionally some random drunk girl will notice you and be like trying to take care of you because that's what we do to each other.
Yeah, see, like that sounds touching. Honestly, that sounds like a nice moment of stranger human bonding.
Well,
who hurt you? What is he wearing? I'll spill a drink on it.
I did have a woman once tell me in the restroom when I was sad. She just goes, I swear to God, she just goes, "Oh, you shouldn't feel bad." And even if
yes,
you're not,
you fucking should.
No, even if you're not pretty, there's no reason to feel bad. Exact words. Even if you're not pretty. The problem had nothing to do with that. I'd lost my wallet. Like.
In her defense, she was probably drunk.
She was very
That sounds
drunk.
like something a drunk person would say.
I ended up giving her back to her boyfriend, who thanked me profusely because he'd lost her. Like, but I was just like, I came out of the bathroom feeling a lot better. It's like, you know what? At least I'm not her.
Meanwhile, if a dude is crying in the bathroom, you'll hear another dude, "Yo, this bitch is crying in here."
Oh! I have never eaten whale. I've eaten seal. I've never eaten whale or whale blubber or anything.
What does
whale
seal
related.
taste like? I'm actually genuinely curious about that.
It just tastes like salt. And mostly the seal. They give you seal blubber in a lot of things, and like Canada is an interesting place. I've never had seal eyes. My husband has. I've never had seal eyes, which you have frozen, and they're like ice cream apparently.
Freaking
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pencil returning girls to boyfriends like, here's your precious princess. As she's on the ground, passed out.
She says
She
before
vomits.
before eating an endangered animal.
I've never had. Wait, I have to actually think about that. I have eaten an endangered animal. Fuck. Okay. I have.
We're gonna.
I have.
Speaking of endangered animals, the next question is: does spider have puss?
No, they have gonads. It's like it's found in their lower abdomen, and like male and female spiders have the same reproductory organs.
Are you telling me spiders have balls?
No, it's kind of like a cloaca, I guess, but it's like a little opening. But like how it works is
Ligmagonads.
this is how it works. Okay, I know this. I actually genuinely know this fact.
I do too, and I'm excited. Someone else knows about animal genitalia. Please tell them.
Yeah, no, the male spider like basically puts the sperm from its gonad onto something called petal flap or something. So it sounds like some Rick and Morty thing, but that's actually what it's called. It's like a petal flap. And it's like a little mini arm, and he puts that there, and he like literally fingers the female spider, and he inserts the sperm into her gonad, and she fertilizes the egg that way. So no, to answer your question, spiders don't have puss, they have gonads.
Ooh, give her fingy wingies.
Yeah.
Smell this? That's your mom.
This is mostly accurate, so I'm just gonna say, fuck yeah, Norris. Guys, I wasn't the one who talked about animal genitals this podcast. It wasn't me.
You just
Almost
talked
like
about
my
eating
name,
them.
like my name implies that I like spiders or something.
I love spiders. Oh my god. Wait a second. Okay, so favorite spider, go. Sorry, I gotta know.
Wolf spider, definitely wolf spider.
Yellow-knee tarantula. That is a great choice, though.
Yeah, that's a good second choice.
Yeah.
I like the wolf spider because it's just like it's super smart and like just a genuinely good hunter, and it's got great eye. It's just cool.
Yeah, they're
It's
just like,
a
fuck
cool-
webs. Fuck
Yeah.
webs. Who needs webs? I'm just gonna hunt things on foot. Wolf spiders. Okay, I really like spiders too. Okay,
I live far north, so I don't have that many like really cool spiders because like the cold kills them all. But I still like admire them as a species.
Shit, man. I hope you got some good spiders in your life soon. I recommend them.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to Jack of a Few Trades, who asks, what is the most difficult scene you've ever written?
Oh fuck! Any action scene, I fucking suck at. Like I have a very verbose writing style by default. Like I'm very very wordy, and it's definitely to my detriment. So when it comes to like writing action sequences, I fucking suck at those. I'm no good. Where I will like describe the details of a character's movement to excruciating degree, and it's terrible. So yeah, anytime I have to write action, and I usually like write my stories around it, so I don't have to. But sometimes you've got to do what you got to do, and that's very, very difficult to me.
My writing weakness is describing clothing.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I can confirm this. It's
even just describing like a pony's physical description is it's like you don't want to be too generic when you do it. You don't want to be like, yeah, he has a blue coat and a yellow mane and he's tall, and like that just is very boring. But at the same time, if you go into too much detail, then it's like, fuck off, I don't care, get back to the story.
Yeah, you don't want to go
descriptions.
Full token.
Yeah, physical descriptions in general are kind of iffy, I guess.
Her coat was the color of the hex number.
Yeah, like as soon as a writer starts doing that, I like lose interest. It's like, you're trying too hard, man.
And she had 23 chromosomes.
Fucking Christ! What is What question next? Next question.
All right, next question is best student 6.
Silverstream. Definitely Silverstream.
The correct answer was Smolder.
Smolder is good. I like Silverstream. I like Gallus a lot because Gallus reminds me of like season 1 and 2 Twilight. He's just a sarcastic asshole. I fucking love it. But no, I like a few weeks ago I watched what's that episode called? What Lies Beneath, I think. The Tree of Harmony one.
Oh,
the one where there were an episode of Saw.
That's the one.
What Lies Beneath is definitely a Kubrick movie that he made before his death or something similar. No, I'm thinking of Eyes Wide Shut. Excuse me. Go on.
I watched that episode a few weeks ago, and I'm like, wow. Like, I have mixed opinions on season 8 and 9 overall, but that episode is really, really good. And like part of why I like that episode is just because Silverstream is a blast to watch. Like, it's so obvious that whoever does the voice of Silverstream just has a blast doing it. Like, there's a scene in that episode where she's like yelling at what she thinks is the Storm King, and it's like super satisfying to watch because the voice actor gets way too into it. I fucking love that scene. That scene more or less sold me on her character.
I'm pretty sure the directions that the directors gave her voice actor was, okay, your character's excited. Everything is new to your character.
Yeah, basically, yes. Literally everything. React to everything as if it's your first time seeing it. And it's like, you'd think that would get old, but it actually doesn't. And it's actually always really cute and funny. I honestly really like most of the Student 6. I just feel like they kind of like handled them in a shitty, unsatisfying way. They like, there's like maybe 2 or 3 actually good Student 6 episodes, and that's out of only a handful. Like, they introduce all these genuinely really good characters and then don't really do much for them. But no, What Lies Beneath is good. Silverstream is good. I like most of the Student 6 though.
Sweet. It's a shame because I don't think they introduced the Student 6 in such a way where they were memorable at first, because it took me a good season to even remember their names.
Well, that's the thing. That's why that episode in particular, like I watched the one where they introduced them, and then I watched that one, and it's like, oh yeah, that one was. If only that was the first one they started with.
Right, and people were starting to look at me weird. They're like, yeah, isn't Gallus the best one? Who the fuck's Gallus again? I was like, oh, right. Oh, him. Right, okay. So, and then Jack moves on to ask, what genre of music is best music?
Oh, fuck, I hate this question. Because, like, I know I probably sound like a pretentious douchebag throughout this entire podcast, but this question in particular really brings out the snobbish fucking snob in me. Because the best music genre is definitely classical. Like, even if it's not the one I listen to the most, it's like the objective best. Like, it's the most intricate, the compositions are the most unique, it's the most universally applicable and enjoyable to listen to. It checks all the bases, honestly. It's difficult, it's unique, it's like timeless.
You gotta figure music history. I mean, these guys and girls and all of them, all the classical composers, that's what they spent their life doing.
Okay,
they spent their life perfecting music.
I'm looking in the chat, and Not Enough Coffee says prog rock, and that is definitely like my second answer, because prog rock is more or less the like logical The prog rock is like a modern day classical music. It follows a lot of the same formulas of like long song structure.
They actually
and
use
movements.
the technical side of music. There are not many genres that actually do that.
Yeah, I'm a very big fan of
math metal. Just
Yeah.
because of the weird time signatures.
Yeah. Well, then you have bands that kind of like blend the two of them. Like Tool is very much like a metal band and also a prog band and also a bit of a math rock band. Like the thing about rock, and I'll say that rock is my favorite genre, and that refers to like 60% of all music. But like all these weird subgenres, the symphonic rock is good too. But yeah, I don't remember what I was saying, but I just chilled Tool, and apparently people seem to like Tool. Dream Theater are really good.
I feel so bad that Priest like had to step away for a moment because when Priest is back, whenever he's back, you need to tell him that you're a fan of Dream Theater. Just tell him that so he can make weird girly sex noises at you because that's exactly what's going to happen, and you can quote me on that. Okay. When he's back, just do that. It'll be fine. Okay, that's all. I'll stop. Continue.
Okay.
Sweet. Those were some quality genres and choices, though. From there, though, we move on to Famous Last Words, who starts by asking the greatest question, deepest question of all time. Do you like me?
Yeah, bro. You're cool.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Do you like him as an in-like? Are you in-like with him?
Yeah.
He's asking you if you want the peener.
Yeah, Famous is pretty hot.
Homosexual!
All right! Oh,
You can.
I'm sorry, I had to come back because I saw Dream Theater in the chat.
Okay. Norris,
Yeah.
what do you have to say to Priest?
We were talking about bands I really like, and I mentioned prog rock, and I said Dream Theater are a good band.
Dream Theater's so fucking good. Are you a fan of the earlier stuff or the later stuff?
Definitely earlier stuff. Well, like mid, I guess. Like someone in the chat said Octavarium, and I know that's like the cliche. I know that's like saying Dark Side of the Moon is your
really
favorite.
good. No, it'd be more like saying like Metropolis Part 2 Scenes from a Memory would be the cliche answer because
that's fair.
Album like Octavarium is really good. I was obsessive with that album for a long time.
Yeah, that album is really good.
Hey, Priest, what kind of noises did you make when you saw that Dream Theater was in the chat?
Shit! I gotta come back.
Okay,
Sounded like you were deep throating a baby bottle pop.
Did I
That's
not
how
say
it
sex
felt.
noises? Did I not say sex noises? Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, you specifically said weird girly sex noise.
And deep throating. There you go.
Okay, close enough.
So there you go. Happy to help.
Beautiful. Alrighty.
Please continue, Flynn.
Oh, okay. Synthetic bottled sunlight. What gave you the idea for it?
So I feel like a lot of people are going to assume that story is like some. I'm about to say the cursed word here, guys. People are going to assume that story is a political statement, and it definitely wasn't at all.
Ooh.
Like that story is more or less just me reacting to the season 5 finale and the implications of it. And like the thing that the season 5 finale does is it shows you a bunch of cool looking timelines and then explains nothing about them. And in a way that harkens back to what I said earlier of how like the show writers were very good at just like throwing a bunch of random ideas at the fans and being like, here, have fun with them. That's exactly what the season 5 finale was. One of them was the industry takeover timeline, and I became very interested in the idea of what Equestria would look like after being taken over by like an industrial revolution. And on top of that, the story also kind of, another thing I was interested in exploring was the concept of like a tragedy and how a tragedy affects the world and how characters react to the tragedy. So like the story is kind of post-apocalyptic in the sense that all the bad stuff already happened. And what we're seeing throughout the entire story is just the aftermath. And I became interested in the idea of a story that is exclusively focused on how characters react to the aftermath of a different story that is never actually told. So yeah, so you have characters who are very selfish and react to what happened before in selfish ways. You have ones that are just depressed and, kind of apathetic about it. And I had all these unique ideas for how this shitty dystopian timeline would play out. And I thought it would suck if I never actually explored those. So that's what gave me the idea for it. Just a bunch of ideas cobbled on top of each other. And eventually I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll write it. And I did.
Sweet. So, nice
rambling answer, but...
nice amalgamation of stuff. Your powers combined, I am Captain Planet.
I feel like that's most writing projects, to be fair, is like it's never one idea, it's a bunch of them that just kind of compound on each other and you've got to do something with them.
Hey, makes sense to me. So
I am your little pony, Norris. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I don't know how the fuck to respond to that one.
Right. Well, Famous expands on this by asking, what creative project are you most proud of in general, or fandom project?
Oh, fuck. I cannot answer this one, honestly. I don't get proud of projects. I get insecure about projects. And I, think of all the things that I might not have done to the best of my ability with projects. I very rarely get proud of projects, to be honest. I'm just going to skip over this question.
You got. Okay, we can skip over it, but you gotta be nice to you. Be nicer to you. Got it?
Oh, I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm saying this in a constructive way.
No, celebrate your shit as somebody who writes for a living. No, you take time and you look at that. You say that's pretty fucking good, and you walk away before you can keep examining it and find out flaws with it. Because I do that, and I understand.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Oh,
it's a double-edged sword.
That's why I don't look at my old work ever. It's just like, don't.
Yeah, I have trouble looking at some of my earlier fics.
Just enjoy the pride and don't look at it.
Yes.
All right. Flam, you're required to sing the next 3 questions.
Oh shit.
Do you know them?
Yes, I do. Let's
Excellent.
see. He then goes on to ask, in sequence, late night. Came home, week 6. I know.
I love your Blink-182.
That's great. That was quality.
Oh my god.
I'm glad
that was very good.
I'm glad that worked out okay.
And that's not really a question. I don't know how to respond to that one. But yeah, it does.
Well,
suck.
you could leave him roses by the stairs.
Oh, there we go. I don't listen to
the prize is, after all, let him know you care. So. Anyway, moving on.
We can move on.
To not enough coffee. Yo, buddy, pal, based poster. You finally gonna be on the cast, and I'm so hyped to see it. Now for my obvious first. Yes, indeed, you're late, coffee. Now for my obvious first question: who is the best strange waifu and why?
I'm going to assume that by strange waifu you just mean waifus that I don't see as popular ones.
Yeah, essentially probably not mainstream.
No.
Think Sneck Pone and
the
airplane pones and Thing Pony.
Coke Pony.
Thing Pone is really, really good.
Did you say
I really my literal username is a reference to the Thing. It's literally my favorite movie.
Yay! Oh yay!
So I do really like Thing Pone. Thing Pone is high up there for me.
Okay, Flam, we're adopting this one. We're keeping it, okay?
Sounds great to me.
Cool.
I support this.
Yeah.
So sweet.
And then Floorboard is another one that I like a lot.
Yes. Okay, you have good taste.
Oh, yes. Now, what underrated bands would you most recommend?
Ooh.
Porcupine Tree. They are a prog rock band. Very much similar sounding to Tool, I suppose, but
Where's Priest? Where's Priest?
Is Priest gone again?
I'll write it in chat. What? Porcupine Tree?
Porcupine Tree.
I'm just gonna add him and see.
It's a really weird. You'd hear that band name and you'd assume it's some indie folk band, but they're actually a prog metal band, and they're very, very good.
Okay.
And I don't see anyone ever talk about them, but I honestly think they're as good as Tool, and super, super underrated.
All right.
So there's them for sure. Other underrated bands, Sweet Trip, which is a Sweet Trip is like this. It's really just one guy, and their music sounds like a mix of shoegaze and electronic and like old 90s modem sounds, and it somehow like melodically works. It's really just music you have to listen to kind of see what I'm talking about, but if you listen to the band Sweet Trip, you'll understand what I mean. So those are two underrated bands. Or whatever someone asks me what like underrated bands I like, I usually shill those two. Other ones I can think of, Talk are good. Yeah, that's all that's coming to mind right now. Sorry.
Sweet, seems good to me. Let's see. Next we have, what overlooked indie games would you recommend?
I mean, I'm recommending this to Not Enough Coffee, who is like the worst person. Like
the worst person.
The worst person?
He is the worst. I'm like literally. I'm about to talk about Rain World. Shut the fuck up, Tato. I'm going to talk about it.
Shit.
But no. I was going to say Them's Fighting Herds is actually like overlooked because people just associate that that's a like pony fighting game, and they kind of write it off for that. And I don't see why, because it's actually very, very good. And like that game never gets brought up on any fighting game forums I go to, and it's a shame because it's actually just better than most fighting games out right now. So yeah, Them's Fighting Herds, overlooked as fuck because it's not taken seriously as a fighting game, and it's very frustrating. And my favorite game ever is like an indie survival game called Rain World, which is it was basically made by like two guys over the course of like 6 years, and it shows. Like this game is polished as fuck, and it's like very much a Metroidvania like Hollow Knight is, except instead of progressing and like getting more power up, you more or less stay the same from the beginning all the way to the end of the game, and like all of your skill is based on how much you get used to like mastering the moveset. So the game itself takes place in like this post-apocalyptic, shitty kind of like. You ever guys seen the movie 9?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that movie. So I love that movie a lot more than a lot of people should, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really think that movie is really underrated, and I like that movie's aesthetic. That kind of how everything looks like it was like broke and then was cobbled together again. And Rain World very much taps into that aesthetic. It's got some of the best pixel art I've ever seen, and it's just a really, really good, great soundtrack. It's probably the most overlooked indie game I can actually think of. It's definitely my favorite, and I don't see enough people talking about it, so that's my pick there.
Sweet. Yes, indeed. And he then follows this up with, how big is your how big is your library?
Not as big as I would like it to be.
Yes, truth. Yes.
It can never be big enough.
I feel that. What hobbies outside of writing do you have, and what sort of significance does writing have in your life?
I have a lot of like idle hand hobbies where I'm like watching TV and I'll be like knitting or sewing or doing like doodling or something like that. And it's like less a hobby and more just something I'm doing to occupy my hands while I'm. Someone's gonna take that out of context, but if I'm just watching TV and I'm not doing anything else, I get bored. So I tend to like.
You're just jacking it. That's what it's just. Jacking
I got something that occupies my hands.
I'm watching like fucking like Planet Earth, and I'm jacking it because I'm just bored.
You see that?
Hey, that's a sexy voice, okay? Planet Earth has some sexy voices reading that shit, okay?
Which one, David Attenborough or Morgan Freeman?
Morgan motherfucking Freeman. If your brain hasn't masturbated to that man's voice before, you are lying.
And so the male penguin finds the female. Yeah, Morgan, tell me what the fuck he does with that penguin. And then he proceeds to mate with her.
I don't know what episode of Planet Earth you're watching, but
he can smell her.
That's enough now. It got weirder.
Yes. So let's see. No, I feel that. Tell us why Ollie is the best Them's Fighting Herds character. This
I
is a
will
threat.
fight you. I'm curious. I will fight you. I'm curious.
Oh shit! I'm gonna piss someone off no matter what I say. Then
You're already gonna, because you already said that fucking Ollie is the best Them's Fighting Herds character.
she is. She absolutely is. Because I mean, like, first of all, from a gameplay perspective, she's a great matchup character.
But
She's,
she
like,
can't hug and lick people to death, okay?
That is very, very true, and I might concede. But
She also doesn't have the floof.
that's true. Velvet is hard, and I suck at fighting games. But Velvet is like the only character I actually struggle to beat as Ollie, because she's like got a zoning game that like rivals Ollie's. No, Ollie is the best as like a character for sure. She's just hilarious, and she's like an edgy character in a not edgy world, and I really like the like character dynamic that gives her.
All right. I'll give you that she is interestingly edgy. I will give you that. I'll give that to you.
Also, getting like hard locked into playing Arizona in the story mode actually made me appreciate how much fun she is to play as. Like, I'm sorry, but that whip is fun as fuck. It's just
Arizona is really good. Yeah.
But no, like I will
has a
say,
whip?
I really enjoy my nonsense alpaca. I can't help it.
That's very, very fair. I also like Tianho a lot, but I don't think I've ever won a match as Tianho, because Tianho just is good for doing a lot of attacks and getting no damage for any of them. And I already said I suck at fucking fighting games, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But she's fun to play, so.
I'll say this. The nice thing about Tianho is she's a poker. She's designed to juggle other characters, and she's also designed to
Sorry, Rob, cut
close
out.
in from a distance.
Ah,
So it's one of those things where you gotta be good at it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, she's a good poker. She's a good juggler. She's very good at closing in, and it's just one of those. It's one of those fighting styles you kind of gotta feel your way through.
I'd poker.
I just want to giggle and kiss.
Sure you would.
I just want to giggle and kiss people into oblivion. Is that so much to ask? Like,
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
think that's very fair.
All right.
I feel like that should be an
Mankind
alternate game mode in a next update of Them's Fighting Herds.
Oh my
Them's
God, I would
cuddling
enjoy it.
words.
Then,
Them
that's
cuddling
perfect.
nerds. Yes. Somewhere Boris G's head is exploding that we're talking about Them's Fighting Herds without him. Anyway, so what else we got? We're almost done with this set of questions. So what's
Alrighty.
next?
So,
Oh yes.
okay, we're getting to two interesting
Yes.
ones. So I'm gonna say these with a really shitty 40s gangster accent.
Oh shit.
Okay. So Coffee now asks, would you rather fuck a dog but no one would know, or not fuck a dog but have everyone think you did? You'd be the dog fucker.
See, I live in Northern Ontario, and dog fucker is actually a slang I hear all the time. It it literally refers to someone who pretends to do work but doesn't. And
I remember this.
Yeah, so like you look at me like, oh yeah, that guy's a dog fucker. You see, that guy's fucking the dog. And I use that phrase with my American friends, and they look at me like they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, that's not actually related to the question. I just thought it was funny. But would I rather fuck a dog and not have anyone else know? If dog is sapient and willing, and we both get something out of it, I'd show it a good time, sure.
The furry.
The Jack Harkness rules.
Yeah, exactly. Jack Harkness rules. Because I don't want everyone knowing that I'm a dog fucker. It's terrible. It's a terrible reputation to have.
Well, that's a quote the chat's going to take out of context. Fantastic.
Alex, please take that out of context.
Thank you, Alex.
Indeed. So, and moving on. Hey, Norris, if you had tits and a dick, are you do with tits or you chick with dick?
It depends how I present the rest of myself, doesn't it?
I like the way you think, Toots.
I mean, like it's not about the genitals; it's about how you present yourself as a person. So,
God, you're wholesome, and I like you so much for saying that. Thank you.
no problem.
This is pretty homosexual, but I'll allow it. It's
pulls
just the
down
right.
his-
It's just the thing we need.
He pulls down his pants to reveal a spider cloaca.
Gonad.
Now that's
Gonad,
the gold
gonad.
right there. That's the gold. And with that, we finish Coffee's questions, and I hand this back to the priest who flutters.
Oh, hi.
Hey, it's time for...
It's that ad time.
But first, Priest, what is Porcupine Tree?
Porcupine Tree is a good band.
Norris also talked about Porcupine Tree and wanted to tell you it was a good band.
They are a good band.
We were talking about overlooked bands, and I said, fucking Porcupine Tree.
Definitely. Okay. They are good. I'm not as quite as passionate about them as, say, Dream Theater. But yes.
No, I like... My obsession with Tool is about on the same plane as my obsession with Porcupine Tree, which is that like I really, really like them as a band, but they're still probably like only A tier.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that. Like I'm back and forth on loving Tool and not being a big fan of Tool. Like it depends from album to album.
It takes a lot of commitment
like
for me to sit.
Album. Yeah,
I mean, like a full Tool album is like it's like a long commitment, and I like really prefer when an album is only like 50 minutes long. I think that's a much more reasonable amount of time for an album to be. And I know we talked about Dream Theater, so that seems kind of blasphemous for me to say.
No, not really. I mean, it depends on the album. I mean, I wasn't a fan of what's it called?
Priest.
What?
Priest, it's time for our mid-cast ad roll.
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. Here's the ad. Hi, support us. Okay, back.
No,
I think
Priest, we need to talk about horse rescue charity.
Okay, we'll do this for real. Hey, Pencil.
Hawa.
Did you know that we don't make money? It's actually a really serious problem. Like, we're kind of fucked.
Yeah, I know. I'm here like in a paper sack, like living on the street with my Wi-Fi. I'm stealing from the falafel drive-in next door with like my cat tucked under one arm. Isn't that right, cat? Isn't that right?
Isn't that right, kitty?
Yeah, she's under my arm right now, looking at me like I'm crazy. Go on.
The good news is that while we may be homeless, the horses we support aren't.
Yay!
100% of our profits and proceeds from all of our ads on our YouTube videos, the bits that you guys donate on Twitch, and the money you submit to our Patreon goes 100% to horse rescue charity. In fact, you can check it yourself. The horse rescue charity is named Red Wings Horse Sanctuary out in mid-California. We supported a horse that you guys voted on, named Little Bit. He's a cute little guy. And we send money so that way he can have his teethers cleaned, his hoofers replaced. Well,
No, we do not. They don't replace the hoofers. No, that's violent and awful. No, okay.
The hoofer shoes.
Oh, come on. It'd be plastic.
No.
It's California, right? It's all plastic.
Dead.
Anyway, we're very passionate about this cause. Last year we donated almost $1,000, and we can crack that again this year too with your guys' help. If you guys would help to make us, I don't know, legitimate and introduce some good into this world from this podcast that we run, please consider donating a few extra bits over to Little Bit through our Patreon and through other memes.
Can I tell them other ways?
Yes, go ahead.
Waiting. You can donate bits. You can donate bits right here through Twitch. You can do it for free. Click the little diamond in the lower right. You go there. You watch ads. It earns you free bits. You give the bits to us. They become real money for our charity. It works out well. You can donate through the Barcast Patreon, where you get maybe like a hug at a con someday. You can give money directly to Red Wings in our name. That's cool too. We would love you to. And don't forget to follow us and subscribe to us. All of that helps in its own little way as well. So thank you so much for doing that.
And of course, if you're not comfortable using us as a middleman, please consider donating to them personally.
I said that. Just do it and write our name on it so that they know to head pat us later.
Yes.
Yes.
But without further ado, the next post in our thread is from Accidentally Offensive, who writes nothing. And then Accidentally Offensive posts again. And says, Also,
thank you, Alex, for donating 100 bits, and thank you, Hat Vandermoose, for donating 100 bits. At the end of the podcast, I will read out who was the top donator. We really appreciate it. Please go on, please.
Yay! Accidentally offensive post again, saying, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
That's garbage. What a waste of time.
Agreed.
I feel like this wasn't accidentally offensive. This was intentionally offensive.
I believe it. Mungany is up next. Number 1. What is your favorite book, movie, and show?
So I answered the book earlier, so I'll jump right to movie. I mentioned The Thing is one of my favorite movies because it's just very good, and that movie is infinitely rewatchable. And then my second favorite movie, or maybe it's my first favorite movie, is Alien, like the original Alien.
Yo.
Nice.
I'm also a big fan of like the Back to the Future trilogy, specifically Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 is the best one. I will die on that hill.
Is a good one.
It goes 2, 1, 3. That's the proper ranking of Back to the Future.
Number 3. What is your favorite?
Two.
Show.
Show. 6 Feet Under is high up there. I really like 6 Feet Under.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's a bit more of an obscure one, but I do really like that show. That show came on at an important time in my life. Like I was watching that show when I was in high school, so it's very memorable to me for that reason. And then for a more mainstream pick, I'll go with Star Trek: The Next Generation. I feel like it's a safe pick. I also really like the original run of Twilight Zone. I think that show has aged very, very well, and that show is still very relevant. And a lot of those episodes are still you would think the show that was made in the late 50s and early 60s would have terrible production values, and the acting would be really super kooky and unwatchable. But it's actually not that bad.
Well, okay, so I got a question, and Pencil can probably answer it for me.
Yes.
How many actors and actresses got their start in the Twilight Zone?
Fucking so many. It's fucking wild watching early episodes of Twilight Zone and seeing young Will Shatner.
Well, this is not correct. Most of them didn't get their start in the Twilight Zone. Most of them were guests on the Twilight Zone when they were still young.
Oh, okay.
They got starts
so there's
elsewhere.
a reason they're good. Okay.
Yeah, basically, the Twilight Zone picked them out when they were still fresh because they went, this person's going to be good after seeing them elsewhere.
So it'd be like casting Harrison Ford while Star Wars was still being filmed, basically.
Yeah, perfect, actually, because Star Wars wasn't the first place Harrison Ford got big from.
Yeah.
He was in American Graffiti before that. So that's a perfect example. Well done.
Thank you.
Number 2, up next. How hot is the sun when you come near it?
Hot enough that you would fucking die.
Fucking dead, bro.
Yeah, you die instantly. That's why. I don't know what the actual temperature of the sun is. Let me look this up real quick. Temperature of the sun.
If I had a memory for it, I could tell you, but
It's about 6,000 Kelvin. So that's how hot it would be. 6,000 Kelvin.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And you put on a t-shirt, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, fuck Kevin.
Yeah. Fuck you, Kevin.
Number,
Anyone watching this podcast, his name's Kevin, I'm talking to you.
Number 3, what is your favorite non-horse from MLP?
Gilda. Definitely Gilda.
Gilda is Floof.
Secondary pick, Ember. I like Ember and Gilda a lot. I tend to really like the asshole tsundere characters.
Oh man, do I have some dating sims for you, my boy?
Oh yeah.
I like Gilda in particular because
Sponge boy, me Bob.
I feel like Gilda actually had a really satisfying character arc for a villain. The resolution for her redemption actually felt really organic and well handled. So yeah, I do like her a lot. So yeah, those are my 2 picks for
Kraz got a friend in here.
Yeah.
All right, up next. Why is boxed water the best water?
Ooh.
What?
I
What
know
does
about
that
this.
mean? What's boxed water?
Boxed water. Okay. So.
Is this actually a thing, or is this
Yeah.
a shit post?
Oh, it's
No,
absolutely
it's a thing.
Oh,
Boxed water. The company is literally called Boxed Water is Better.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
No, that's literally what it's called. It's a thing, and it's a carton of water. like milk.
Okay, I can see this having like a positive environmental impact. Yeah, okay. I'll concede this actually does seem like a good thing. It
frustrates me, but I do agree that it's more environmentally friendly as long as they're reusing recycled paper rather than using fresh. I'm a Californian, motherfucker. We know about our recycling, whether we like it or not. Isn't that right, Flam?
See, I wouldn't be so worried about the paper as I would about the plastic.
But
yeah, the plastic lasts longer,
but it depends where our recycling ends up. That's the question.
Well, the question is, with paper, it's different, because paper, we're getting it from trees, and are you cutting down more trees to make a fuck ton of cartons? Because that's a problem, too.
Indeed. So, I mean, more biodegradable. Better be planting more trees, my son.
Yes.
Speaking of trees, why is Velvet best Them's Fighting Herd's character?
I already answered and said she's like the fourth or fifth best. I'm sorry, Mugany, but you have shit taste. I'm not trying to be mean when I say so, but that's just the way it is.
The next question is, how was your day?
It was all right. Honestly, it was like a solid 7 out of 10.
The next question, number 7, is, how was your day?
It was going okay, but now I'm a little intimidated. I'm gonna have to downgrade that to a 6 now. I don't feel so good anymore.
Number 8, how is your dad?
He's doing okay. I was talking to him earlier today. He's talking about I guess I can't say that. I guess that's the cursed word I can't talk about.
Yep, can't talk about it. Nope, I know what you're talking about, and I'm glad you had that discussion with your father. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's how my dad's doing.
Headphone warning. Headphone warning.
Asking why your pee-pee gets hard.
Yeah.
Headphone warning.
Number 9, headphone warning.
Okay.
This is your last shot.
Okay.
How is your day?
Fucking great. Fucking 10 out of 10. I'm on a podcast and I'm having fun. So yeah, it's going well.
And number 10, how's your day?
I just fucking. How many times you gotta ask me the same goddamn question?
It's actually how you are day, but it's the conjunction of your. So
I'm not day. I'm Norris. Ha ha ha.
Thanks, Dad. Okay, the Glim Master is up next. Number 1. Oh man, come on, guys, we gotta really watch for these duplicate questions. Yeah. Number 1 is, what inspires you to write? Do you have anything you want to addend on to that?
That's weird because I actually don't have that as the first question. I have, do you think the pony version of Norris can beat
you have the wrong person up?
No, I have Glim Master.
Refresh.
They deleted it! They deleted it when I refreshed. Okay.
They're such a champ.
I take back everything I said. Number 1. Do you think a pony version of Chuck Norris can beat Chuck Norris?
My name is not a reference to Chuck Norris. And everyone assumes that it is. What my name is actually a reference to is a character from the movie The Thing named Norris, who transforms into a spider in a very grotesque transformation sequence. And I watched that and I said, yes, this horrific thing will make a great internet handle. And then on top of that, there's a song by The Who called Boris the Spider. So I took those two things that I liked and I mushed them together, and that's where my username came from. So it's got nothing to do with Chuck Norris. So,
well, isn't that a roundhouse kick?
But do I think a pony version of Chuck Norris can beat Chuck Norris? Depends what kind of pony they are, and how long they've had to prepare.
I take a whole lot harder than a human.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if it's Chuck Norris randomly got transformed into a pony and he's got to beat human Chuck Norris, then I imagine he'd get his ass kicked because he's, still getting used to his body and all that. But if he's had a while to get used to kicking stuff and exploiting Earth pony strength and all that, then yeah, I imagine pony Chuck Norris could beat Chuck Norris.
Nice.
I can't believe we're still making fucking Chuck Norris jokes in the year 2020, though.
Hey, we are going to make Chuck Norris jokes until we fucking die, or he does, and we know we'll probably die first.
Because it's fucking Chuck Norris?
Yeah, what's the next question?
Next question is, how do you make worst pony become best pony?
By deleting them and replacing them with Twilight Sparkle.
Oh, wait a second. You said Whoa!
They're tied more or less, but
Whoa.
Either Twilight Sparkle or Celestia. Delete them and replace them with her, and you're all set.
You know what I think it's time for? I think it's time for you to say, so if a pony is really bad, what are they?
They're fucking shit.
Yay! I like that you figured it out. I like that you figure out that I'm trying to get you to give me drinking prompts, because so many other people have just been like, oh, well, I guess that some people like them. I'm like, no, that fuck yeah.
I'm starting to key in the fact that I'm not saying it that much, and I'm actually
I'm making you make us drink, man.
Trying to be more profane. I like generally instinctively censor myself when I'm talking to people I'm not familiar with.
You don't have to do that here. Our whole aim is to make you feel like you're just at the bar with some people having drinks.
Oh, I know.
You frickin' prick.
Customer service mouth, dude.
Oh man, the Norris keeps coming. The
More
Norris
Norris!
keeps coming. Number 3. If Chuck Norris can Chuck Norris, how Norris can Chuck Norris if Norris isn't Chuck Norris?
The answer is
My God,
7.
excuse me. 7. Perfect. Number 4.
After that one. Shit.
There you go. Thank you.
What superpower would you like to have?
The power to go back in time 10 seconds and provide a better fucking answer to this question. No, but like rewind in time at like a small interval would like kind of like a tracer ability would be really cool. Honestly, this is like a superpower that you could only really apply to like normal circumstances, which like reflects how boring of a person I am. But it would be very funny to like do something and then experience the consequences for that thing, and then go back 10 seconds and everything is fine again.
It's like, cheers, love, the cavalry's here.
Based on that.
It sounded like Australian Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, what was it? It was I thought it was a Nicolas Cage movie that he had the ability to go back 30 seconds.
I don't
I don't think it was a Nicolas Cage movie.
I've got to look this up.
Sounds like something Nick Cage would be in.
I know what you're talking about. Was that wasn't Jumper, was it? No, Jumper was like
No. That was
No.
Jumper
That was a
was
Star Wars motherfucker.
Jumper was weird, but it was.
Are we talking about Click, the fucking Adam Sandler movie?
No, God, no.
No,
I don't think we'll ever talk about Click.
I think this is the first time anyone's talked about Click in a few years at least.
I think that's very true.
My God. Okay.
What's the next question while Rav looks up this movie?
Did you, during your life, sit down on your chair and said to yourself, why do I like this colorful equins?
Yeah. And I started to get really sad. And then I looked at the news and I realized that I had my answer. I'm like, oh yeah, it's because the world is shit right now and ponies aren't shit. So
Thank you for not going into more colorful descriptions.
Look, I know. I know to censor myself where available.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I understand. It's also really relatable. Number 6. What's the funniest thing you ever saw in your life? Bonus point if you answer what previous guest answered. I doubt you would do that.
So there's this scientist, right? And his name is Rick. And one day, Rick turns himself into a pig.
No!
Funniest shit I've ever seen. Guys, I get to drink after that one.
You know,
He said
Bruce,
shit, guys. He said
I may
shit.
be God, but there was this one scientist who turned himself into a pickle, Bruce.
Stop!
You have my powers, but I assure you, it was the funniest shit I have ever seen.
I'm yelling
He
loud
gets the
enough.
bonus points, though. He gets the bonus points because that was the joke
You
last
guys.
week.
I'm yelling loud enough that my cat woke up. Like, oh my god. Okay. Trees,
I have no idea how the re comes out with this new mic, but
It was a good re. It was a good re. What's the next question, please?
The next
hurry.
question is from Arcade Striker JK5. What is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
I already said Star Trek. So probably that
Yeah. Okay. Best captain who is?
one. Picard.
Yeah. Okay, we're friends. I'm sorry, cat. It's okay. It's okay, honey. I'm sorry. It's okay, honey.
Number 1, what is your favorite non-MLP franchise?
I just fucking answered that. I just fucking answered that, dude.
I'm so awful.
Have you ever done anything? Have you ever done anything?
Yes, have you created anything for a non-MLP franchise?
Nothing like worth noting. Like I definitely wrote fanfic since I was like 8 or 9, but none of it was good, and none of it I can even like. I think I wrote
like Harry Potter fan fiction, and I think I wrote some Star Wars fan fiction, which is very funny because I'm not a Star Wars fan at all, but for some reason,
no track.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I have such a weird relationship with Star Wars because I like genuinely am interested in the world of Star Wars and exploring it, and I've always have been, while also just hating it and like thinking the movies are shit, overrated trash.
Wow.
How could you hate such great memorable lines like "The dead speak"?
Fucking terrible. I think like the actual first fanfic. I'm gonna have to take a drink before I confess this one.
Do it. Tell us it's shit.
First fanfic I wrote was shit because it was literally Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction, and you guys are the first people in my fucking life I'm admitting that to. But in my defense, I was like in grade 2.
Can we read it?
No,
I have looked for it before because I've thought about how funny it would be to blog about it.
If you ever find it, please send it to us. We'll do a live reading of it for Shitfix. I actually will do this, okay?
If I remember correctly, all it actually was just like I took scenes and cut scenes from Sonic Adventure 2 and I just made them longer. Like what if this argument that took place over 30 seconds in the game was an entire chapter? That's what the whole thing was like.
Okay. Alright, what we got next, Priesty Pie?
Up next. Number 3, how does it feel that Chuck Norris's beard lives in constant awe or terror of you?
Here we go again with the Chuck Norris jokes.
I know, right?
I don't feel anything about that, to be honest. That statement draws no emotion from me.
Cool.
There's my answer.
Up next is Terry the Human, who asks, what is your greatest achievement in the Brony fandom?
It's probably not the greatest, but it's the most excited I've ever been was when I was featured on Equestria Daily for the first time. And like I've had a few of my stories featured there now, and like a lot of the pleasure of that has worn off. But when it first happened, I was very, very happy because I was very proud of that story. I worked really hard on it, and when I submitted it, I very much expected them to dump it and tell me it was crap. So when it was approved, that felt really, really good. So yeah, it's probably not like my literal greatest achievement, but it's probably one of the most proud I've felt of myself in the fandom. So right there.
That's so nice.
Now we got questions from Odd Shot. I don't know what this next... Oh, go ahead.
I've been watching him talk me up for the entire chat.
Yeah. He's having words about you.
I don't know what this first question means, but I'm sure you can enlighten us. Number 1, is it hard being terminally beaver?
So he's referencing the fact that I'm Canadian, and our national animal here in Canada is beaver.
I thought it was the moose.
No, it's a beaver. You Americans have something cool. You have like an eagle, and an eagle is an objectively cool animal, even if, you know, like an eagle is a cool national animal. Then a beaver is just kind of like I know why the beaver is our national animal. It's because it's a very like industrial and clever and like productive little animal. It like builds structures, which is impressive for a wild animal. And on top of that, beavers were like important to developing the country's economy because of like the beaver pelt trade. So that is why our national animal is the beaver. Is it hard being terminally beaver? In other words, is it hard being terminally Canadian? Not really, honestly. And if it is hard, I can go get my my feelings checked for free with free healthcare.
Oh, so. No, careful. Okay.
With green maple syrup, number 2.
No. I if I can have 10 seconds, I need to ask 2 very important questions. When was the last time you had poutine, and when was the last time you had a beaver tail?
Beaver tail, it's been at least a year for beaver tails.
Fuck,
because like I don't have a beaver tail stand nearby. Those are like I usually only see those in like by like ski hills or stuff like that.
I miss them so bad.
So it's been a while since I've had beaver tails, but I missed the last time I had. Those are so like they're terrible for you. You might as well just be.
What are your toppings? What do you get on your toppings? What is your topping choice?
I usually get the Nutella banana one.
Oh, okay. I got the M&M one because I'm a basic bitch.
M&M one is really good.
Oh my god, so good. Okay, and Priest would get the peanut butter one. Just putting it out there.
Can I just get the works?
No. Trust me, you have to get their special kinds because they're worth it. And another is poutine. When last time?
So I think I was mentioning it earlier before, but I usually don't eat meat products to begin with, so I don't eat poutine.
But wait, can't you have poutine without like animal parts?
Yeah, but that would like go like I would have to literally make it myself, and I don't like poutine enough to have made it myself. I'll be honest, poutine is kind of gross. I don't like that dish is associated with my country because it's really not a very good dish.
How dare you? Friendship ended.
I am very sad now.
Okay, sorry, I don't get good poutine here, and I miss it as well. That's all.
Friendship ended with Norris. Now a non-pencil is my best friend.
Yay, we're best friends, please.
That shouldn't be a surprise.
Let's do the next question, please. I'm so sorry I took up so much time.
Up next, have you ever produced any music on your own?
So I've made like shitty MIDI songs for like when I was making Game Maker games with my friends. I'd produce like shitty MIDI tracks to go along with them. Nothing good, literally all garbage. And then like I am music, like I can play the piano and the guitar and all that, but I'm like very much just like a sheet musician. That's how I learned to play music, is just playing via sheet music. Every once in a while I'll get like an idea for a song and I'll like plug a few little takes in Ableton and see what happens of it, but I usually don't develop them that much. So yeah, I would say no. I haven't really produced any music of my own. More, I've just got a bunch of half-baked ideas that I've never really developed into full songs.
From one musician to another, same.
One more Canadian question I forgot. Of course, I can't believe I forgot this. What is hockey team? Which is hockey team? Choose hockey team.
Again, this is going to be another thing that revokes my Canadian license.
How am I more Canadian than you?
I'm sorry, I don't really follow hockey
No. You're Canadian.
You didn't even say sorry!
No, yes, he did. He said, I'm sorry, he's Canadian again, we're fine, it's fine, we can move on.
Like, if I have to give an answer, I'm going to say Boston Bruins, but...
No, we're not friends. I'm sorry, we're not friends. We're not even slightly friends, never friends again. We can move on to the next question, I'm done, it's fine.
Can I just say hockey and the I don't want to say politics, but the like drama and the infighting in hockey is always really amusing to me. Like I remember I was on the bus once and I had a Boston Bruins, and I literally only like Boston Bruins because I like the colors. And like,
yellow and black. There are like 5 other teams that have. Sorry, I'm
like, it reminds me of a bumblebee. I like those colors, and like that's the extent.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's the extent of my like hockey knowledge. I like pick the colors I like. I don't give a shit. And there's been times where I'm like on the bus and I'm wearing like a Boston Bruins toque, and someone will be like, "Hey, Bruins suck," and it's I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're initiating a conversation with me.
Because you're wearing Bruins to tie. You're asking
off.
for it. You were. What were you wearing? You were asking for it.
I mean, you should. If anyone does that, you should respond with, "Your mom suck me good and hard through my jorts."
Oh God!
It's just the worst slut shame.
Fuck Milan Lucic. Fuck Brad Marchand. Fuck all of the Boston Bruins.
Those are names of people that I don't know. Like, you're honestly, I don't know anything about
It's
hockey,
okay.
so...
I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the Bruins. It's fine. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Up next is, who is the cutest little pony?
Fluttershy is probably the cutest. Even she's like not my favorite character, but she's definitely the cutest. And secondary pick, Sweetie Belle is also very, very cute.
Wow,
and Yona.
Like favorite.
Yona is very cute.
Wow, you picked like all my favorite characters. This is cool. Number 4. What's your favorite headcanon?
That Celestia doesn't actually like tea, and that's just a facade that she has because she doesn't want to offend the castle staff.
That's adorable and wholesome. What are you doing here?
Oh, I loved that story. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember like that headcanon. I'm like, I love that. I'm definitely inserting that into my brain.
Number 5. What's your real motive for making Celestia suffer so much?
Ooh.
I didn't even know I did this until a few people pointed it out. Where like every time, like I've had people ask me why I hate Celestia so much because every time she shows up in my stories, I like make something terrible happen to her. Even if it's like a comedy story, she's the butt of the jokes. And like all of the characters are like pointing and laughing at Celestia. And so I've had people comment or send me PMs or whatever, be like, "Why do you hate Celestia so much?" It's like, no, man, she's my favorite character. And the reason why I do terrible things to her is because she can take it.
She's an ageless goddess.
I mean, that's fair. I usually hate. I usually write characters that I like the most in like villain roles, like Cadence.
Yeah, I also just like the idea of like putting a character through hell in order just to show that they can make it through to the other side unscathed, or maybe not unscathed, but like they can make it through to the other side. And like so much of writing is just exploring what strength, or specifically fanfic writing is exploring strengths that you like in your favorite characters. So when you make terrible things happen to your characters, you get to explore their strengths. So that's why I continuously torture Celestia and my words.
Priest, put me in, coach. I'm ready.
All right, Pencil. I can't imagine anyone better for Lord Shax's question.
Lord Shax asked, once upon a midnight dreary, did you ponder, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore? When there came an
That was very good. That was a great Raven impression.
Thank you.
Ravens are literally like gun to my head my favorite animal. I love them a lot.
They're great.
Like just everything about them is really cool. I like that they're like a social species. I like that they have their own language and communication, and they're very intelligent.
They're also smart enough to hold a grudge.
Yep. Like you don't piss off a raven because it'll go tell all its raven buddies about how much of an asshole you are.
Yeah, you don't.
Very cool to me.
You don't fuck with crows. You don't fuck with ravens.
They'll fuck you up, man.
They will.
While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a clapping of ass cheeks, gently clapping at my chamber door. 'Tis a visitor, I muttered, dummy thick and nothing more.
I may have the entire poem of the Raven memorized.
Yeah, I think I had to memorize it once in like grade 9, and I think that might still be in the recess of my imagination somewhere.
I yelled a lot. I had to recite it in front of the class, and during the
I really like Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh my god, I too.
And like I know the Raven is like his go-to. The Raven is his like stairway to heaven, but it's very good.
Edgar Allan Poe. It really is.
Oh my god, there's a couple more lines to this poem.
Oh, go for it.
I answer sweet, yon Lenore, and her ass cheeks clapped as I adore. Her mind I knew not, nor the price to score. I asked her thrice as she came full bore, breaking down my chamber door. Thine price, you wench, you silly whore, tree fitty is all, damn dinosaur.
I hate this.
I love this.
Okay.
I'll post this in the behind the counter for y'all.
Thank you. Please
Thank you very much.
We should move on because I know we have limited things and I could talk about Edgar Allan Poe all day. My apologies.
I know.
Rune Soldier Dan is up next. Life in general is rough. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I already answered this question 4 or 5 times.
Yay! Yes. We're just checking in.
But yeah, no, I'm doing good.
Good. Next question is, what's the most Canadian thing about you?
I have literally been drinking for this entire podcast, and I like literally have been doing this in order to answer this question accurately. I've been drinking the original Cabot Trail, which is a maple syrup flavored liquor.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. I've had that. That's
fucking
hangover
good,
in a
right?
bottle. That's hangover in a bottle.
Oh, I know it is, but it's really fucking good. I haven't had that much though, but
be careful.
Speaking of really fucking good, besides Celestia, who is your favorite? Man, why are there so many repeat questions?
I already said Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah,
but,
we know.
Then the next question is, give us an episode you wish they made.
Okay, well, I can kind of piggyback off that one and say, I've always kind of wanted them to explore, because like when Twilight became a princess, they kind of just skipped over the transition phase of when she was not a unicorn, and she was just suddenly a princess, and they didn't really do an episode that focused on her getting used to like politics and diplomacy and sort of the more bureaucratic aspect of things. And I know that doesn't translate really well to a kids show, but I thought it would have been really neat to have an episode where Celestia kind of mentors Twilight through that, and you kind of have an episode that serves as a transition between Twilight and Celestia's role as mentor and student into peers. And you could have even had maybe flashbacks to when Celestia was young too, and how she was learning those things. So yeah, mostly just more Twilight and Celestia interaction would have been nice to have, like an entire episode. That's kind of why Horseplay is one of my favorite episodes, because it did that to some aspect. I also would have liked more Student 6 episodes, which I already kind of touched on, but there it is again.
All Horseplay showed us was that she sucks at acting.
Yeah. Absolutely terrible at acting, which is adorable, by the way. That her terrible acting is hilarious.
Speaking of terrible acting, we've got a running theme now where I have Enigma do Arconix's questions, and Arconix gives Enigma words that he doesn't know. So please, Enigma, please take Arconix's questions.
Arconix, bronze Patreon sponsor, last Tuesday, number 17.
Oh my god.
Your featured blog is about the quality of written body language in horsefic. Do you think the fandom has improved in collective understanding of this idea in the years since you wrote it? Did it reach the people it needed to reach? Would you write it differently if you wrote it today?
I don't know if it, like, I definitely have noticed that a lot more people do implement, because I stand by most of what I said in that blog, and I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people disregard how important body language is into building, like not only character but atmosphere, and because we emote very much with our body language, and for some reason that doesn't get translated into a written meme or written means that often.
Written beans.
Written beans. But no, I have noticed that a lot of writers, I very much doubt it's because of my blog, but I have noticed that a lot of, if anything, I blame Admiral Biscuit again. I feel like he's the one that kind of got the ball rolling on that one. If I were to write the blog again, I would go into a bit more detail on some of the things. I would cover how different equine species would have different body language and behavior. Like obviously Pegasi are gonna emote in different ways compared to Earth ponies or unicorns or whatever.
I like that drawing somebody did where it shows that Pegasi, they floof up their chests.
I fucking love it. Can I go back and retroactively say that that's my favorite headcanon? Because I fucking love that. Every time I see a picture of like Rainbow Dash in a bird bath, it's like, oh yes, I love that. That's great. I just really like Pegasi having Birdman. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's really, really cute, so whatever.
Well, I will touch on the whole body language thing, and the thing that impressed me most about the first episode.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And he's dead, Jim.
If you watch their hoof movements and the fact that they don't raise their hoofs above the shoulder for very often, like when Applejack walks through the door and then Rarity puts out her hoof, stops her, and then curls her hoof to point back at Applejack's hooves and then tells her to go wash her feet. I love that. Those little itty-bitty touches that show that they're not human.
That they did so well with that with the animation. It's like, I don't know if the animators actually studied how horses behave or not. I feel like to some extent they did.
They would have had to.
Yeah, because it really shows in a lot of just the subtle animations they do. And it's one of my favorite things about rewatching episodes is just noticing the little character ticks.
Mm-hmm. Now you don't really get that in the newer episodes, which is kind of sad.
They kind of abandoned that in favor of like the meme face, where characters make faces that look like shit posts. And like, I guess they're more expressive that way, but it's a lot less subtle.
True. Now for number 2 of Number Arconix. If there is anything more pure than a donkey foal sleeping on a pile of hay, quietly braying as he dreams of a future.
Paradisical future.
There you go. Duracell. Please rate your appreciation of this image. And I don't like that he put a picture of me. So
I was gonna say, I wish I could experience even a moment of what this donkey is experiencing, because this seems like bliss. This seems like nirvana. I feel like if we were to ascend as a species, we would be in this state at all times. This is a 10 out of 10 image for sure.
This furry Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Speaking of furry Tootsie Rolls, the hybrid changeling is up next. Number 1, how often do you come up with new ideas?
So often that about 1% of them actually get written.
Oh. of all your fics, which are you most proud of? I think we kind of covered this a little bit. But...
Kind of covered this one. I am proud of different aspects of a lot of my fics. Where one of them, I'll feel like the characterization was really strong. Another one, I'll feel like the world building was really strong. And then other ones, I'll be like, this storyline is really good, but man, my writing was sloppy back then. So it's less what's my personal favorite and more I pick and choose elements that I think I did better in one story than another.
Yeah. So. Now that you've come this far, can you read the first letters of each line?
Spells like honk. I'll give you a 7 out of 10 for effort, but you kind of lose some points with the K for can.
Honk.
I played Untitled Goose Game whenever that game came out, and I still think that's one of my favorite games. And I feel almost emotionally bad that one of my favorite games is Untitled Goose Game.
Where, it's such a good game,
but it's really really good.
I'm disappointed.
I would give anything for another one.
I'm disappointed that game didn't end with the goose somehow setting off a nuclear missile.
Oh, maybe maybe Entitled Goose Game 2 will establish that.
The goosening.
Yeah, the goosening.
Pickleist is up next. Number 1, what do you main in Monster Hunter World?
Charge Blade.
Ooh.
I like the Charge Blade. It's complicated, but once you know how it works, it's a lot of fun.
I can never find a fellow hunting horn expert.
I do like hunting horn, I will say. First of all, I like playing hunting horn because everybody loves you when you play hunting horn. If you have a hunting horn in your party, then they are the best part of your party. But honestly, hunting horn isn't that fun to play. It's fun to play as a party thing, but by itself, which is how I usually play that game. It's not that fun.
Yeah. Then, have you tried any of the others?
So I just said hunting horn. Insect glaive is another one that I use a lot of. Insect glaive is also very much like Charge Blade, where it's a bit more complicated, but once you get used to how it works, it's fun to use. Definitely not as complicated as Charge Blade, and a lot of it is just pole vaulting onto the monster. But it's fun. Those are my two mains, Charge Blade and Insect Glaive.
Hell, I still don't know what your favorite gaming genre is, to be honest. What's that?
I tend to gravitate towards kind of story heavy action games, like Horizon Zero Dawn or Legend of Zelda or
Have you played Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor?
No, but I've heard that game is very, very good. I've looked into the orc mechanics and how the orcs have a reputation system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really, really cool. But yeah, I tend to.
You can get your ass swore.
Yeah. But yes, things like Nier Automata or like games like that, which are story driven, but are the gameplay itself is very solid.
My experience with Nier Automata is a lot of the story is like an undercurrent. Shit you notice around you, not so much anything that's told to you.
That's very, very true. And that game is also there is a lot to that game.
Oh God, yes.
That game is crazy big, and I can't believe it was made in the time it was made. It's just a super polished title. Honestly, one of my favorite games. And then when Astral Chain came out, it's was almost as good as Nier Automata. It lacked some of what Nier Automata had because it was not open world, but yeah. Besides that, I've already mentioned Metroidvanias. I play a lot of those, like Hollow Knight and what's that other one? Ori and the Blind Forest is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I already mentioned Rain World, but yeah, a lot of indie Metroidvanias.
Oh dude, you play Ori. All right, you're gonna love this. So I was playing the game with a couple of my friends, and I think they were my Australian friends. And they love this game, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting through there, and I'm going, "Who's this Stitch motherfucker?" And then we end up with whoever the mother figure was. And the first thing that came to my mind was Baymax. So it became Stitch and Baymax for the first 30 minutes I'm playing the game.
That horrifyingly sad opening. Oh my god.
That's a great story, but we are running out of time, so let's go!
Next question is, what do you look sexy in? I have pure chestnut eyes and very tan skin that work well with yellow, gold, and black. Do you prefer a lot of clothing doing the work for you, or do you try to show off bare skin?
I like how this just reads like a Tinder profile by now.
It is. It absolutely is.
I'm fabulous in whatever I fucking wear, to be honest.
Yes, fabulous! Yes, queen!
Oh my god. At the risk of embodying the Canadian stereotype, I do actually really like dressing in plaid. But when I'm not dressing in plaid, it's like usually lighter colors. Like
how very 90s punk of you.
My aesthetic is basically like 90s grunge reject.
Adorable. Absolutely adorable.
Up next, I heard Canada's like a nice apartment building, with America being the meth lab in the basement. How do you view your own country and mine in comparison?
I don't know how you can do that without getting political right now, so can you just say like the most vague, nice...
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Okay, no politics. No politics.
Okay, I feel like that is an accurate assessment. I feel like it's more like I'm a little bungalow. Like I live in a little family bungalow. I'm just trying to get through life. And across the street from me, there's a big high-rise apartment building. And I noticed that some sort of fire seems to be starting at the bottom of the apartment building, and I'm really, really hoping that the fire department gets there in time, because if that building falls, it falls in my little bungalow. So that's how I view America.
That's fair and not political. Next question.
Next question is, do you wear women's stockings? I wear them over underwear. Prefer them over underwear.
Yeah, they're super comfortable. I'll be honest. They're a lot less chafing and restricting, and yeah.
Also, women's stockings, if you're talking about nylons, can be worn over underwear. If you're talking about like knee highs, it doesn't matter if you wear underwear or not. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. The next set of questions the next few users are just kind of copy paste questions that we get every week. So I'm going to pick and choose from these.
Yeah.
Have you gone to many MLP conventions?
I haven't been to a single one. I mean, we don't have that many in Canada. Honestly.
Then we're going to go to number 4 then. Which Barcast member would you collaborate with to write a new story?
I don't really... I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't really know any of you guys too well.
This is always a weird question.
Fine, I see how it is. Okay, jeez.
I would write with you and on pencil. I feel like we would jive well, but...
Okay, well, that's nice of you. I was going to say you should definitely write with Priest or Flam.
That would be my second case.
You write cute stuff. I don't ever write cute anything. I can't stand doing it.
What are you talking about? Spreading the love was wholesome.
Shut up! That was literally about gynecology and like infected vaginas. Okay. Next question. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh shit.
Number 7. What do you believe the future holds for MLP fanfiction?
I feel like it'll more or less retain the popularity it has now. It's slowed down significantly over the years, but it hasn't really stopped at all. It's kind of hit the stasis that like Star Trek or like a lot of those larger fandoms have achieved, where it's still pretty big. A lot of the most exciting days of the fandom are behind it, but it still has enough to kind of coast on for a long time. I don't imagine it going away anytime soon.
Right. We're going to move down to Seton now, who asks, why is bagged milk the best milk?
I actually really, really like the bagged milk system. I see people shit on the bagged milk system all the time, and I think it's a very, very good system. It's super convenient. You get more milk for way less packaging.
It is not better.
Since it's like 3 different containers, you can stagger it out so it doesn't all go bad instantly.
It is
like when you get a gallon of milk, you have to drink that gallon of milk before it goes bad. But when you get a gallon of bagged milk, you get 3 individual 1-liter bags. And it's much easier to stagger those out over a longer time.
You know they go bad in the bag, whether you open them or not, right?
Yeah, but they still last a lot longer.
No, it really...
You get like at least 4 or 5 days of extra time.
They don't know, and I can't have this argument right now with you, because we're busy, but that's fine! What's the next question?
I wasn't done with bagged milk, but okay.
No, we're done with bagged milk, because we have to be, or else...
I believe the superior option is boxed milk.
We're going to say... Okay, we're getting into politics territory. We're going to move on.
The great bagged milk debate. I love it.
It is very important. Asked him about his porn stash.
How big is your porn stash?
Again, let me go check.
Milk, time to judge.
I actually probably don't have that much porn saved on my computer right now because most of that's on my phone.
I'm still kind of judging based on that bag milk answer, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I am. It's just.
Just remember to unmute.
Yeah, I have like less than a gigabyte of porn on my computer.
You need to get more, damn it.
Most of what I save, I just save it on Dirt Paper Room. I'm not
more porn.
Not gonna waste up my hard drive room with porn.
Come on, don't you know the saying? The internet is for porn.
The internet is for porn. Anyway, yes.
We're moving to Alex_.
Yay.
And he said he's edited his post because his mom is watching the cast this week. Oh.
Oh.
I just was screaming about porn, and his mom is watching. Awesome.
Well, hi, Alex's mom.
Ooh, no, wait, yeah.
Hi, Alex's mom. How are you? Have I introduced you to my friend Anon Pencil?
Priest, you have already accidentally hit on my mother, and you've accidentally hit on like 2 other mothers, because you've accidentally hit on Enigma's mother too. So that's 3 mothers you've accidentally hit on that belong to this podcast.
Hey, Alex's mom, can I fuck you?
Okay, so next. Okay, so we need to continue this question, and do Alex questions real quick. Ready to go.
Number 4. When is it acceptable to put up Christmas decorations?
So in Canada, we have Remembrance Day, which is on the 11th. After then, it's fair game. As long as it's after the 11th of November, you're good.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm gonna move down to a non-pencil because they're important questions.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, would you say, what's the worst thing? I want to know what the worst thing he's ever had in his mouth is.
Okay, number 3. What's the worst thing you've ever had in your mouth?
Fuck, I'm actually not sure. Probably when I was playing one of those like drinking games where you take 2 gross things and have to eat them at the same time. I think my pick was, I think I got like a pickle and peanut butter.
That's not so bad.
And it was terrible. I almost died.
I would have suspected the worst thing you had in your mouth is bagged milk.
It's a better system, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's wasteful.
Anyway.
It's not.
It's so...
Now, these next questions are for Alex_'s mom, but they're by a non-pencil.
Yeah.
Do you want to read your questions?
Sure. Hey, Norris. Hey, Norris.
Yo.
Hey, Norris. What would you whisper into a vagina?
I would whisper, geez, I sure wish you were a cock instead of a vagina. Because
Girl, same. What would it whisper back?
I don't know. I'm not the hypothetical vagina in this context. It would probably apologize because my brain is unable to conduct this in a non-Canadian way. So it would just be like, sorry.
Yeah, no, the Canadian vagina says, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, we have just enough time for some Ravage questions.
Yes.
First question is good. Yes.
First question by Rav is, how many dicks do you own?
Like dildos?
No,
I
dicks.
don't know what that means. Like literal dicks, I just have the one.
I'll judge you based on the amount of dildos you own, too.
I'm sorry, I just have the one.
Priest Raph should probably read these questions. Just saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rav. Go ahead and ask your questions. So
You asked them. You guys have been cutting out intermittently for me. You wouldn't hear what I said.
Fair enough, but wanted to offer. What's next?
If you could eat anything, what would it be?
Right now, I'm very much craving nachos, but anything in general, I would really like to try like some weird-ass exotic. I'll be honest, I want to try dog, just for like the social taboo of having tried dog.
It's not that good, dude.
Isn't it? Oh, that's a shame.
It's really not. It's very lean, so it doesn't have a lot of fat.
That's a shame.
Anyway, next.
What is the optimum number of ponies, and what would you use them for?
Honestly, a single pony would be nice, but any ponies is a good number. And I would just hug them in a platonic way.
Aww,
that's
so
it,
wholesome.
honestly. Don't lewd the pones.
What's next?
Number 4. If nothing is everything, and everything is opposite, what did the stray cats in your closet scream in your sleep?
Loud, annoying meowing.
Me,
I just like it.
Turkey, we're talking about you.
Number 5. Do you want a Vylon question?
What is a Vylon question?
We're ending on a Vylon question. Hold the fucking phone. What's a good Vylon question?
What is a Vylon question?
Vylon!
Can we do the dab one? I like the dab one.
Hold on, let me look it up. You dab, because I know how it goes. There it is. Okay, I've got it. I'm ready for it. Vylon is one of our viewers who occasionally asks really fucked up questions, usually long-winded fucked up questions that really make you uncomfortable. Are you ready?
You betcha.
All right, here we go. You are a necrophile, and you are attending your beautiful niece's funeral. As a sign of respect, you dab over her body and lay fidget spinners on her coffin. You also dab during her burial. That night, you dig up her body to give her the love you promised to yourself that she'll take with her into the afterlife. Her insides are quite rigid because of the embalming fluids, but it still gives you enough stimulation to do the job. With a final thrust, you hilt into her and dab as you pour your creamy love into her. To your surprise, she dabs also. She's alive. You are immensely disappointed. Will you kill her yourself, or will you dig up another body to defile?
This is like an edgy meme from 2017.
Except she writes them all herself. They're all like this. There's like 25 like this.
Like, this is the first time I've thought about fidget spinners in at least 2 years.
Yeah, this is what she does, okay? This is what she
Like, I still had hopes and dreams when I was thinking about fidget spinners.
I also
you
like
don't.
Undertale.
So anyway, what is your answer?
I would just fucking do the job, honestly. Why involve more bodies in my necrophilic rampage?
Fantastic. That's the ball game. Priest, do the thing. Wait a second. Before you do, let me say thank you to both Vandamoose and Alex _ for both 100 bits. Thank you. Woo! Go, Priest, go!
Norris, you survived. Congratulations. Thank you so much for coming to join us this week.
Thanks a lot for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Milk, what do we got going on next week?
Next week is kind of a weird week. We have 2 things because I kind of fucked up scheduling like an idiot.
Do a doubleheader week?
We're going to do doubleheader week just because I know we want to do game week. We have to do game week. So it's going to be game week next week on Friday, and then Saturday we're hitting up LooneyCon to be absolute degenerates reading stories again.
Yay!
Do we have any guests joining us for reading stories?
No, but I can get you one.
I absolutely have one.
Then yes, we have a guest.
It's my husband because he wants to do this with us.
Oh, fuck. It's time. Can we get the whole harem together? Can we invite Abe too? Okay.
I can't do the whole harem. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's thank our guest and read us out.
Yes, Norris, thank you so much for joining us.
Wait. Norris, any final words or final messages to your followers?
I mean, anyone who actually sat through the podcast up to this point and listened to me ramble about bullshit, thank you. And thank you guys for having me. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. This was great.
Wonderful. Thank you for tolerating our shit.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching this edition of the Barcast. Your bartenders for this evening were Non-Pencil.
Hi, I've eaten dog.
Mommy Milkies. Flamin' Warfer.
I like fucking mommy give me milkies.
Enigmatic Otaku.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Fucking Ravage.
Huh, what? I wasn't listening.
Our guest, Norris.
Hello, and also goodbye.
My name's Flutter Priest. Mommy Milkies.
Bruce, did I tell you about mommy milkies?
No!